You're watching ATN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do the review for The Flash. The Flash. Oh, the show keeps getting better and better. So before we talk about this episode, let me just briefly say I did see last week's episode. It was a good follow-up to that eventful last 10 minutes of the prior one. And to me, the biggest hit in the gut for that episode was Barry trying to get with Iris and Iris just completely shutting him down. But we saw that the events had changed because Barry decided to go get the Weather Wizard. He knew his moves. He locked him up, only to have to deal with Captain Cold and Heatwave, and now their sister, who was finally revealed, who I thought was going to be somebody else, but it doesn't matter. That was a solid episode, and obviously we got a lot of other plot points. And leading into this episode, because this episode is a big deal. This was a big deal because now we know who Harrison Wells really is, but we did not know about how it came to be, and now we do. Now, has anyone ever seen The Fringe? The device that he used on Dr. Wells, Thawne, very much reminded me of the device used in The Fringe that the cloners would use. They put like this little thing, very similar to what he had. The only difference is he puts it on the chest. In The Fringe, they put it on the under, like right in your mouth, on the ceiling of your mouth. And it was gruesome. It was gruesome. It was really unfortunate to know that the real Dr. Wells and his lovely wife passed away because of this guy. So this episode is just a lot of things going on. I thought it was well balanced. I thought it was just great to see Mark Hamill. It was really good to see Mark Hamill. He did such a phenomenal job. Did anyone else die laughing when he looked at him? He said, "I am your father." I got up and I said, no, they did not just do that. But it was a nice little funny take on Mr. Hamill, who did a great job in this episode. So good to see him back. And the Trickster was, look, the combination of both of them was tough to deal with. Between Barry questioning Harrison Wells, the what we now know is Thawne, that was very interesting that he, even though, I'm just going to keep calling him Harrison Wells for now, but we know who he really is. Even though Wells was really helping him, telling him not to look for the bomb, it's a trick, telling him how to phase, which I thought was really cool that we finally got to see that power. Barry was very reluctant. He was very reluctant because he's getting this feeling in his gut that's like something's not right about this guy. And he's starting to figure it out on his own. But nonetheless, Harrison Wells is still helping him. So very, very interesting events and seeing Barry with the conflict and seeing Wells describe to him in utter detail of how to do the phase in and phase out so he can run through walls and things like that. And in between all this is the Trickster really getting the up and up on the team. You know, they weren't able to find a real bomb. It turned out to be a decoy so that the real Trickster could escape from jail with the help of his son. And then once Mark Hamill was out of jail, it was just such a great show to see him. I mean, he did such a fine job. He was very funny. You know, that sinister laugh that he utilizes when he does the Joker voice. And some of the jokes, like when the Flash came back and he like gave everybody the antidote. He's like, that's not sanitary. I was just dying. It was funny. It's just a fun episode. And then once again, another strong scene between Barry and Joe when they were sitting in Star Labs by the prison that they have underneath the laboratory. And just a very good exchange of words. And when Joe told Barry, I wish I could have you. I could be you. Your real power is seeing the good in people. And that whole exchange, that's just a testament to what has been going on between these two the whole season. Just strong interaction, not a strong interaction, seeing the bond, an amazing bond that Joe and Barry have, considering that at one point, before Joe finally figured out that Barry's father wasn't guilty, this is a man who was raising Barry, but Barry had to see this man put his father in jail. So just an amazing, when you realize just what these two have been through together, it's an amazing bond that they have. And to see it play out on screen over the course of the season with scenes like that just makes it amazing. This makes it such a good, it's a good thing to see. It's a good feeling to see that. But here's one thing that concerns me now. Now, look, you guys know I don't read the comics. I know about Eddie Thawne. I know his last name is the same as Eobard. And it is Eobard Thawne, I think it is. And we know that Harrison Wells said he was a distant relative. So the interesting thing now is Eddie knows who the Flash is. And I'm wondering if that's going to be something that's not going to play well in the future. Now, if you saw some of the coming attractions, there were scenes of Eddie shooting cops. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of things are starting to set up. We see that in the near future. There's going to be, it looks like Flash and Arrow are going to be at it again. It's just a lot of things are setting up. We still got Gorilla Grodd. They showed some scenes of him. But this episode, the flashbacks explaining how this whole thing happened were fantastic. Especially that opening scene showing the Reverse Flash and the Flash duke it out as they head to Barry's house when he was a kid. And to see those events play out from the perspective of the speedsters, just a phenomenal scene. Great special effects. This show has just been such a great experience for me. I haven't had this much fun watching a television show in a long time. And it's like I said before, it's a different kind of fun. You know, I enjoy watching Game of Thrones. I enjoy watching Walking Dead, but those have a different effect on me, where this show, I just get so fired up. And when I see things and see events playing out the way they do, with the Reverse Flash, the relationships develop between Joe and Barry and that kind of stuff, and just how the season, how it started with so many questions and how it's progressed at such a great pace to this point, and we're getting answers every week. It's just fun. I'm having a blast with the show, and I don't want it to be over. And now we have to wait another week, another 2 weeks, I should say. He said April 14th, so another short break before we get the next episode. But man, I got to tell you, it's just an exciting time to be watching the show. And if you just happen to stumble on this video and you're not sure about The Flash or you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor, man. Go check out this show. If you're even any kind of comic fan, whether it's DC or Marvel, or whether you read them or not, just a fantastic show. I'm having a blast with this. Another solid episode. What did you guys think? Tell me that opening scene wasn't fat. I mean, it was just incredible. And Mark Hamill telling his son, "I'm your father," was just great. So, but anyway, guys, that's it for this review. This is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit ETN's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description. You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do the review for The Flash. The Flash. Oh, the show keeps getting better and better. So before we talk about this episode, let me just briefly say I did see last week's episode. It was a good follow-up to that eventful last 10 minutes of the prior one. And to me, the biggest hit in the gut for that episode was Barry trying to get with Iris and Iris just completely shutting him down. But we saw that the events had changed because Barry decided to go get the Weather Wizard. He knew his moves. He locked him up, only to have to deal with Captain Cold and Heatwave, and now their sister, who was finally revealed, who I thought was going to be somebody else, but it doesn't matter. That was a solid episode, and obviously we got a lot of other plot points. And leading into this episode, because this episode is a big deal. This was a big deal.